that, but you'll have. Wonderful. Perfect. And so now we sit and we wait and we hope to get people to join. And then if we don't, since I was just you and me still, we could always choose to move forward and just do it. Or we could table, but we're looking good. Looking good so far. We have got one. All right, so we're just going to give it a couple more minutes so that anybody who's maybe struggling or trying to get up on their lunch break to be able to watch this video can join us today. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. Oh, I love summer. I'm so happy that summer is here.
I am too.
Yeah. I'm ready for the 4th. I'm ready to go have good food, hang out with good people, have a good time.
Yes. I'm ready for the 4th too. I feel like June went really fast. So
It did as well. Yeah.
That July slows down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Wish the whole rest of the summer would just like snail by. Oh. I didn't have any coffee today.
Yikes.
I know. I'm tired. Perfect. So we'll just give it one more minute. The one thing that I will quickly announce to everybody on the call so far is that we do love for a lot of participation to take place when it comes to these presentations. So please feel free to ask any and all questions that you might have. We just ask that you please use the Q&A function of Zoom rather than the chat. The chat is a little laggy, so we don't always see those questions in real time, but if you pop all of your questions into the Q&A, we will be able to answer those for you, no problem. With that, I will go ahead and share my screen. We'll start on our website and we'll give it just one more minute. I'll hold still. I don't know why I did that. Hopefully everybody has big 4th of July plans. Big. Gonna go somewhere fun in the sun. Perfect. Okay, so it's 12:03. We'll go ahead, we'll jump in today. So the plan that we are going to be showing today is the Blakely floor plan. For these presentations, we do like for them to be very interactive. So please feel free to drop any of your questions into the Q&A section of this presentation. We try to not use the chat. It's not, it's very laggy, so we don't get those responses in real time. But if you put all your questions into the Q&A section, we will be able to answer those for you, no problem. Then we'll go ahead, we'll do some introductions. So for me, my name is Sarah Reeves. I am a homeownership counselor out of the Woodland, Washington branch. So I service all of the Southwest Washington region and portions of Oregon. So I specialize anywhere from about Longview, Washington, all the way out to White Salmon and the Gorge area. And then I also handle all builds in Columbia and Clatsop County in Oregon. And I'll allow my co-host to introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. I am Jennifer Morales. I'm based out of the Spokane, Washington Adair office. I take care of pretty much northern Idaho and the areas surrounding the Spokane market. I also help in the Yakima market. So I take care of Yakima, Ellensburg, Cleon, Wenatchee market as well.
Yes. Used to be my old stomping grounds. Perfect. So what we're going to show you all today is our Blakely floor plan. So this floor plan offers either a 4-bedroom office or a 4-bedroom layout or a 3-bedroom plus an office layout. So this floor plan is 2,276 square feet. It is a single-story home, which makes it very popular for, growing families or customers looking to sort of age in place. So we can see we've got that 4-bedroom right here coming in at 2.5 bath as well. So we scroll down into the floor plan. So wonderful open concept on this floor plan. You'll come in through the front door. You've got your utility room on one side, and then you come in and your kitchen, dining, great room are all open to one another, which is fantastic for entertaining and all of those aspects. It's got a beautiful primary suite on the opposite side of the house than all of the bedrooms, which is really nice, kind of cut down on those noises and all of the stuff. We come over here and you've got 3 bedrooms on this side of the home. So bedroom number 4 is the one that can be flexible and can turn into an office, no problem, if you work from home or you prefer to just have that office space and don't have the need for all 4 bedrooms. We've got this nice full bath over here between these 2 bedrooms. Also offers a full linen closet in this bathroom as well. And then we've got a half bath here just off of the kitchen that is accessible for your guests when you're entertaining and things like that. You have a few optional items you can add to this plan. So we do have an optional pantry that can be added to this home. You have, of course, that optional office that we just touched on. And then with all of that being said, all of our floor plans are completely modifiable. So if there was any tweaks that you would like to make to the plan in regards to bedroom size or wall placement or anything like that, all of that is completely fair game with us, no problem. We come down and we'll be able to view the exteriors on the website as well. So each of our floor plans are going to come with about 4 or 5 different exterior elevations on the home. So we've got our traditions, which is going to be our entry-level pricing. So you'll have board and bat Hardie siding up in the gables because that is standard for us to use James Hardie. And then we have the lap siding that will be on what we would call the body of the home. And then you have trim around all of your windows, doors, garage door, all of that. So great curb appeal with that entry-level pricing for us. Mid-level would be our farmhouse. So very cute board and bat on the front of the home, trim around all your windows and doors again. You do have some upgraded window packaging on this farmhouse. So this is where we start to introduce grids on the windows to really sort of fit into that farmhouse aesthetic. Then we have our modern elevation. So this is going to be all Hardie product as well. So you've got a V-groove Hardie product, a lap siding, and then a Hardie board that kind of gives this appearance of stucco on our modern elevation. And then top tier for us would be Craftsman. So Craftsman does come included with all true cedar shake up in the gables 360 around the house. Another upgraded window package, just looking a little bit different than the farmhouse. Upgraded garage door, stain grade, upgraded front door. And then we can't see it, but we'll see it on the video that we're going to show today is underneath all of the patio covers, you also have a tongue and groove pine as well. So that's sort of what makes that Craftsman top tier, all that real exposed wood on the floor plan. We come down into the section that I would kind of call the meat and potatoes on this particular floor plan. So this is where you can see that base pricing for the traditions, but also a different pricing for all of those exterior elevations. Something that I'll note is for the difference in cost, it is purely for the materials used on the exterior of the home. Nothing changes on the interior of the home. We also have a building area. So for anybody who potentially already owns their property and are curious whether or not these houses can fit on their lot, we do include the building area of each of our homes in this section as well. Perfect. So with that being said, I will go ahead, we'll jump into the floor plan that we're going to be viewing today. So this is the Brinkman residence. So this particular floor plan was modified in a handful of ways. So it's going to be a fantastic example of just how much you can customize with Adair when you choose to build with us. So these particular customers did choose to go with the office, okay, and we switched out for French doors at the front. Or for the doors, so that it sort of gives more of a cutesy look to the house. We then come in, so we let the kitchen, dining, and great room all the same. You can see we've got a bit of an angled island, so all of this is customizable. So if you prefer a certain style, it's not a problem for us. We can completely price out and do whatever it is you have a preference on. We also see that we kind of went with some additional cabinets here in the utility room. So this was all optional that the customer chose to move forward with. We also introduced sort of like a cleaning closet where she can keep her broom, her vacuum, all of those items neatly behind a door in that space. And then these customers did choose to go with the optional pantry. So it does sit right here on the edge of the kitchen, pushing the walk-in closet just a further down in the space. Beautiful bathroom. Very excited to show you this bathroom today. Very cute in how we went about designing it, and how we also set the customers up for success for future items that they're wanting to introduce into this space. And then something else that's unique on this floor plan is we also went ahead and we custom designed a third bay that will house their travel trailer. So this third bay was sized to fit their specific unit. So we're 14 feet wide, 28 feet deep. And then their unit was tall. So we did go with a 12-foot ceiling in this space to be able to accommodate their travel trailer, not only in the 12 feet, but to get it through the door of the garage as well. So really cool on that look on the exterior of the home. Perfect. So with that being said, I'll go ahead, I'll jump into the video. And then, like I mentioned before, any questions that you have as we're going through this floor plan, please feel free to drop those into the Q&A section. And as we're going through everything, we will answer all of those questions in real time for you. Okay, so this is the front of the Blakely home. We're going to get kind of a unique shot of it because this asphalt was just done the day that we came out to do this video, but I'll pause here. So you're seeing some unique aspects on the front of this home, and that is because of some HOA requirements. So we can work with HOA's design criteria, no problem. For this particular customer, they did build this house out on the Oregon coast in Clatsop County, if you can't tell by the sand. So this HOA did require that they have all cedar exterior siding on their home. So we sort of played with a couple of different shapes of that cedar to still give it a very, general look of the house without doing all cedar shape. That's something that the customer didn't want to see all over their house. So we did lap cedar planks on the body, and then we kept that cedar shake up in the gables for these customers. We also introduced this beautiful rock veneer on the front of the home as well, to just sort of tie in that overall look of the craftsman rustic sort of style. So it was a beautiful touch. And then we also did these pillars at the front porch as a complete 360 in the stone. Okay, we'll go ahead and continue with the video. So this is our front entry. As we can see, we've got the utility room on one side, and then over here is where that office will be. Something I will touch on really quick for everybody is as we go through this video, we are going to see some blue tape and some items that are in progress. So this is a walkthrough that we do with our customers as they get towards the end of their build. We walk the house with them and we mark any items that potentially need a little bit more attention or a little bit more love so that they can be addressed by the construction team before the keys are finally handed over to the customer. We're going to get a peek into this utility room. So it's quite good size in the overall space. This room, I would say, is about 12 feet long. And then in this area here, we're about 5 feet wide. So what we're looking at in here is this is that sort of catch-all closet that we created for this customer. So that's for her vacuum cleaner, for her broom, all of those items. And then this other closet that's just right here is where their electric furnace is. So we do include the heat pump AC and the electric furnace in the base price of all of our homes. And then these customers chose to enclose it so that they didn't necessarily have to look at the machine. Over here, we are seeing a standard cabinet. So this is our shaker door. So a square inside a square and our ebony stain. So very pretty standard cabinet that can come in our homes. Very unique backsplash in this area. She wanted to kind of have a little fun in her utility room because it is primarily her space. So she went a little fun on her backsplash and partnered it with a beautiful white quartz with just a slight tinge of gray marbling through it. So really great colors in this space. You'll notice that almost all of the spaces we'll go in today will have a different color setup. This is that den space. So we've got it right off of the entry with those French doors that we added to the home. So a few things that I'll touch on. So for a question for Jennifer, when it comes to our homes and what we include, the trim in this space, is this trim standard?
No, it's not standard.
Perfect. So this is an upgraded trim package. And for us, we actually do our trim in 2 tiers because we do like to set our process up for the customer to be able to a la carte any and all things that they might want and or need. So we keep the windows separate from the trim around the doors and the closets and so on and so forth. Because if you're curtain people, why cover a beautiful trim around your window? Maybe just don't go with that trim. So we've got our upgraded trim around the bases and the doors and all of those spaces. And then these customers also chose to fully wrap their windows as well. So in the base price, these windows would be drywall wrapped. And so they chose to take them up to be a full window encasing.
You also have the option to do the sill and apron only. So a couple different options in the windows.
Correct. And that sill is that cutesy little shelf. And then the apron is that decorative piece that sits underneath. So this is a very unique kitchen. Okay, I'll give it a quick, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We're going to give it a quick pause back here. So as you can see, we've got sort of like a 2-tone cabinet coming in this space. So we've got white on the walls of this kitchen and then that ebony again as the island. So beautiful white countertop over here on her island. And then she actually went with a black granite over here on these wall cabinets. So you've got 2 different solid surface countertops in this space. She did choose to go with a painted white cabinet, which is an upgrade on these wall cabinets over here. And then we did a bit of a unique modified appliance package. So this oven here is actually provided by the customer. We did that legwork up front to understand what sizing that she's looking for, what size outlet was needed, and this is a gas unit, so all of the conversion kit from natural gas to liquid propane, so on and so forth. So completely modifiable in that regards.
Sarah, we have a question. Most of the Adair homes I have seen seem to be a craftsman style. Can you do a country style?
Okay, that's a great question. How would you define country style, Jennifer?
A mix between farm and craftsman. I think the best answer on this is to bring in a picture of what you visualize, and then we can work with that using the James Hardie siding.
Correct. So yes, so all of our exteriors can be modified. We would stay with the James Hardie because that's our preferred vendor for our expectation for our siding, but I interpret country style as, you know, some front porch living, so maybe an introduction of a wraparound porch. And I also see it as, you know, a tinge of craftsman in regards to exposed wood that is used on the home, in combination with like a board and bat, or, you know, shutters, or those kind of stylish items. So that's not a problem for us. Any of the plans can be modified in that way, but like what Jen said, yeah, I would bring in a picture and we can do it, no problem. Perfect. Any other questions, Jen?
Nope, we are good.
Perfect. So we'll go ahead, we'll start again. We're gonna get a quick little sort of 360 of this kitchen. So this is giving us a fantastic showcase of the outlets in this space. So you do have quite a few outlets in this kitchen. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6, because there is an outlet on each side of this kitchen island. And then this is a good showcase of our gourmet kitchen package. So this customer did choose to go with our wall-mounted oven and our wall-mounted microwave. So Adair supplied these two appliances over here. The only item the customer supplied in this kitchen would be their stove and their refrigerator. So for us, these refrigerators are not in the base price of our homes. It's too difficult to find one refrigerator that makes everybody happy. So it is something that we do not include, but we are already going to have an outlet present there, and we're going to include a water spigot. So much like this, your freezer can have an ice machine water feature in it, so no problem. Okay, beautiful undermount sink. So with this, whenever we take our customers to either a quartz or a granite countertop upgrade, this undermount sink is going to be automatically included. This customer did slightly upgrade their sink to more of their style, so a completely squared off sink with a rack in it, so on and so forth. But you do still get an undermount sink when you go to a granite or a quartz upgrade. Beautiful. One thing that I'll also touch on as we're walking through this house is we do include all interior and exterior paint in the base prices of our home. So in this house, you are seeing one of our standard scheme options for the painting of our homes. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. So sorry. Okay. At least I found the spot really quickly. So this is a half bath, and this is the standard sort of setup for our half baths. You'll have a pedestal sink, you'll have a toilet, you'll have a toilet paper holder, the vanity lights, and I don't know if we'll sneak around the corner or not, but you have a towel ring as well. The mirrors do come included in the base price of our homes, 100%. This customer chose to deduct the mirrors because she does want to frame hers out with more of just like kind of a cutesy style. So we took those out for her, no problem. Wonderful. So now we're going to come down that hallway. So we are down the hallway where those 2 bedrooms are located first. So we're going to come into this first guest bedroom. This bedroom is 11 by 12. So it is good size for a queen size bed, a couple of end tables, you know, for a children's bedroom or for, you know, guest bedroom. Great outlets, so all the outlets will be 6 feet apart in our homes, so you'll have quite a few outlets on all of our floor plans. And then what I'll touch on in here is these customers did choose to upgrade their carpet. So we do have a couple different options for carpet and carpet colors in the base prices of our homes. But for this customer, they were looking for, you know, a darker style and a little bit different of a feel to their carpet. So they did upgrade this in the home.
Is the flooring they used out there in the hallway in the main area, is that an engineered wood or an LVP?
That's a great question. So this is a luxury vinyl plank. So this is our Soprano Plus line, which would be sort of middle of the road. So we're priced at about $12 a square foot on this flooring, and that pricing includes the product, the labor, and the warranty that comes with this flooring. And so we're seeing it in a bathroom because it is a luxury vinyl plank. So it's 100% scratch resistant and waterproof. So this flooring can go in the whole house if a customer wanted it to, like these customers did. It is just gorgeous. So we come in here, I'm really quite sad that we aren't gonna get a good shot of this tub, and I might go back and pause it and make us look through the crack of the door. So this is a drop-in soaker tub that gets dropped into the floor, of course, and then we've got a beautiful tile surround around this shower. But then if we look really closely, if I push play and I take it back just a little bit, she has, and it's so hard to see, but if you try to keep your eye on this section through the crack of this door, she's got sort of a decoration of tile that sits at about your eye height, and they're octagon mosaic tile pieces. And so I'm really sad that we don't capture it on the video. You see it for just, and it's gone. But it's beautiful. So when it comes to certain design preferences or, you know, unique items that you're looking to include in the home, that's just where your home ownership counselor, like Jennifer or myself, you know, we come in, we price it out per your design, help bring that vision to life. And then from there, we install it in your home. So we do try to keep it as simple as possible. And then in here, we're working again, of course, with the standard plumbing. So this is in the base price. These are the lighting that is in the base price for our vanity lights. And then we've got a granite in this particular bathroom. And then, of course, the undermount sinks that go hand in hand with that as well. And then we've got that beautiful standard ebony cabinet in this space again as well. Come into here, another bedroom. This one's a little bit smaller. So this is a 10 by 11 bedroom, but still really good size for a child's bedroom. Still can fit that queen size bed in there, no problem.
Are those upgraded doors, Sarah?
That's a great question. So as of today, yes. Yes, they were upgraded doors and upgraded for this particular client. But exciting news, Adair is getting ready to go through a bit of a refresh on their trim and their doors. Let's see if I can take us back. I'll pause it when we get in a good spot. But these 2-panel doors that we are seeing in this home are about to be our standard interior doors very soon. So if you're currently in the process and you're like, man, I just love these doors, then here pretty soon, in a few weeks, they're going to be our standard interior doors. We were just given this news a couple weeks ago, which was quite exciting. All right, we're going to pause it here. What a beautiful shot. So we did modify this area in a few places that, of course, most people might notice, but we also modified it in a way that some of us might not have caught on. So we've got the living room and we've got the dining room in this view here. So the dining room is living off here next to the kitchen, and then we've got the great room over here. So the standard plan would come with a sliding glass door, and that sliding glass door would live over here, directly sort of dedicated into the dining room space. And then you would have windows over here in the great room. So for this particular customer, she wanted this back wall to be more of like a focal point for her space. So we switched out the sliding glass door for what we call an atrium door. So it looks like French doors, but actually this piece right here is the only operable portion of this door. This piece doesn't move. Okay, so we got a beautiful atrium door, and then we went with these 2x6 fixed windows to just bring in that natural light. No need for it to open. Just let in the beautiful light. As you can see, I mean, very pretty community, very pretty view back here. And then we introduced this transom window above the atrium so that all of this could stay in one line with itself, which was pretty big. Symmetry was big for her. And then the fireplace. I mean, it's gorgeous. So this is a gas burning fireplace that we chose to incorporate a complete wood, stone surround on this fireplace. And then this is a stain grade mantle. The customers are going to stain it themselves once they kind of decide if they want to match the floor or if they want to do something different. And then we did also do these custom built-in cabinets on each side of the fireplace as well, per the customer's request for storage. She's got several grandkids, so she's going to use that area, you know, for coloring, for their games, you know, all that kind of stuff that grandkids bring over to grandma's house. This is that pantry, and I will pause it real quick because we don't often get a beautiful view of the pantry. So I love that they videotape the inside of this one. So this is all standard, okay? So we include solid MDF shelves from about your shin up to your head automatically in any of our pantries, linen closets, any of those spaces. So very functional, already ready for you when you move in. No wire shelving in any of Adair's homes. Perfect. Okay, so now we are coming into the master bath. This was a beautiful design, and I was very excited to help the customer bring her thoughts to life. So we've got this beautiful tile shower, and she just loved these little, we call them penny rounds. So they're white and pink and blush and silver, very pretty. So she wanted to sort of tie this in as like a very unique design. So we ran this decoration tile through her soap niche. So this is where her shampoo, her body wash, all of that stuff will go. We ran it all the way across, and then we repeated it here. Okay, and I'll touch on what this is for, but we brought this down as a half wall, and then the customer is going to do a custom glass shower door on the shower. We also can't see it, but there is a shower bench here. So then that's a nice aspect as well to have included in the showers. Very minimal in overall cost. This right here is a tile wainscoting that we actually introduced in this space. Oh, I shouldn't have backed it up. Don't know why I did. I'm hoping they turn around a little bit to give us a better view. Okay, man. Okay. We'll take it back. We'll use our imagination. So in this space here, in the base price of our homes would be a beautiful 5-foot drop-in soaker tub with a tile deck and a tile surround. This particular customer wants to do a freestanding soaker tub. Okay, we do take care of those for our customers, no problem. But this customer has a particular Japanese style that she really wants to install in the home that we just weren't able to get our hands on. So what we did is we pre-plumbed her drain, and we pre-plumbed both her hot and cold water source. And then we capped that all underneath the floor for her so that when she acquires her beautiful Japanese style soaker tub, she's going to be able to install that in the house, no problem. All the infrastructure is already there for her. And this design is a tile wainscoting that is surrounding the 3 walls that the tub will sit within. And then she also has another soap niche, this same size and height, but twice as long, right over here, we can't see it, along that tub, so that she can also keep all of her stuff there next to the tub as well.
That's such a great idea.
It's beautiful. And then I'll backtrack it just a little bit more for us, because you can only see it when we come in. So we also have, what was that? Got that. So we also have a tile flooring in here. Okay, so this is our 6x24 tile flooring. So it kind of gives the illusion of a wood floor, but it is 100% tile. And this is actually a heated floor for this customer. So they did radiant floor heating in this bathroom. And there's a thermostat that then controls the temperature of the floor. And I hope it doesn't jump too much. Yeah, quick pause. Another unique aspect for this customer is she didn't have any base trim in this place installed in this bathroom. This is actually the same tile that is her flooring, is her base trim in this bathroom. So just kind of a unique aspect that she asked for. Instead of having trim touch the wall, she wanted her tile to be tied in as that baseboard in that bathroom. Here's their walk-in closet. Fantastic size. We're probably 12 foot long by 6 feet wide, plenty of space for a dresser. This is probably her section, and then her husband goes over here in the corner. But all MDF shelving, all solid wood in here. Like I said, no wire shelvings in any of our homes. We come in here. Beautiful space for their king size bed, 2 end tables, they're gonna fit, no problem. We've got, of course, something I'll touch on here is we did mention that the heating and cooling is automatically in the base price of all of our homes. But up here, for us, we run all of that ductwork up into the attic and then down into all of the spaces. So you're gonna have all ceiling vents on all of our homes. Okay, so we're gonna back out in slow motion. This is a fantastic view of their cedar siding. So they did choose to pre-stain the cedar siding just so they didn't have to do that legwork down the road. Smart. And they did want the cedar shake up in the gables different than the lap siding. Once again, they just wanted that definition between those 2 different types of siding on their home. The Craftsman exterior is what this home was. So all of this trim is the Craftsman trim that comes on our homes. We're seeing that beautiful focal point of the great room with the patio cover centered above it. And I think we're going to get a little closer to the patio cover, maybe not quite, but this patio cover is 12 by 14. So we're 14 wide, 12 feet deep. There's 4 can lights that already come built into this patio cover. And then underneath it, I'll go to squint a little and look really hard, is a tongue and groove pine. So it's a real exposed wood roof underneath this patio cover. Perfect. So that was the floor plan in and of itself. And so from there, let's see if we have any questions. And then what we'll do is we'll play this home again, start to finish. I won't pause it this time. And all that we ask is, as we're watching it again, please put all of your questions in the Q&A. And then as that video is rolling, we'll answer all of those questions for you all.
So we do have a question from Deanne. Can you explain James Hardy siding? And it seems this house does not have it.
You are correct, Dan. So this house does not have it because of the HOA requirement. So the HOA for that particular location required that they have all cedar siding as their exterior on their home. So if we would have tried to include the James Hardy, we would have never made it through their HOA approval process. Okay, so this is how the Blakely looks with the James Hardy siding. So we've got the James Hardy lac siding here on the body of the home. And then we actually have Hardy shake up in the gable as well. This isn't cedar. So because of their HOA requirements, you are 100% right. We did not have it on that particular home. Trying to see if I can get another great shot of the Blakely for us. I did. So this is a Craftsman Blakely. Much like the one we showed today, they've got stone as the exterior, and then they have the cedar shake. But then this is where we see that Hardy. So this is the board and bat Hardy that comes on the Craftsman in addition to the lap Hardy that we're seeing over here. Okay. Other questions?
Dan would like to know, what are the advantages of ceiling vents?
Yeah, so for Washington State and Oregon, it is actually tied into energy code. So they don't want your heated air traveling through the crawl space of the home. Okay, because your machine's working really hard inside the house to heat the air, but now we're taking it outside, so it's automatically going to cool down in the crawl space, and then we're going to push it up into the home. So with trying to be more efficient and increase the lifetime of your units, we run that ducting up into the attic and then down into the spaces so that that heated and or cooled air is never exposed to the outside elements. Is there anything you'd add to that one, Jennifer?
Other than you can move your furniture wherever you want without having to worry about where your vents are. That's winning.
Yes.
We have another question. They said, I don't know that much about siding, so I was wondering, what are the pros and cons of the Hardy siding?
Man, I'm pretty passionate about this. Hardy is, I mean, the expectation on the market. So Hardy is a concrete fiber siding. So it isn't going to expand and contract in the elements. It isn't going to chip your paint. It isn't going to do any of that because it's not a live product like wood is. It's not going to have movement like wood is. So it's man-made. So you get to control the aesthetics of the quality control on that siding, but then the lifetime of that siding is going to outlive just about everything else on the market. So for our coastal areas, it's magical because your alternative is T11, which is a vinyl siding, which is plastic. Okay, so lately we've had some very hot days in the summer. The siding actually melts on people's houses and turns into like you're right in the wave on those homes. The vinyl siding isn't as adhered to the home, so it tends to fall off a lot easier. So for me, Hardy, it's cement board. It's going to outlive most people. It is going to hold your paint like no other. It's not going to get damaged. It's the expectation.
I know a lot of insurance companies like the Hardy siding. It's important to note that ours comes in primed, and then we paint it. So I know you can find Hardy siding out there that's pre-painted, but ours does come in primed for the specific areas that it is in.
Correct, because we allow our customers, to paint their own house, well, to choose what color they'd like their house painted. Okay, so we'll keep watching this video. Any other questions for anybody that comes through? Please feel free to put those in the chat. We will continue to answer your questions as they come through. This was such a fun house to work on. She was such a hoot. Such a hoot. This is a good example of a customer who put like a lot of thought and time into the design of her house. So she was here with me several times. One day she brought her sister and they went out to the model home and they brought their Subway sandwiches with them for their lunch. And they spent 4 hours out in that house, going through colors, picking what they wanted to put into the house, what looked good together, all of that. a lot of love into this house. And it's always, I mean, this is a great showcase of just how much you can kind of go a little crazy with. It's fun. For that fireplace. Fireplace is gorgeous. One thing, I told you all that I wasn't going to pause it, but I am going to take us back just a little bit and quickly pause it because I did not point these out the first time. She has 2 floor outlets in this great room as well. Okay, so the floor outlets can be added to the plans, no problem. We allowed her to do sort of a walkthrough of this space while it was still in framing, so that she could choose the exact location of these outlets based on her sectional couch. So, you know, when it comes to that, we know that the placement of these are very specific. Customers need them in the right spot. So 1, that they're hidden, and 2, they're actually functional. So we do allow you to come in, do sort of a pre-electrical walk and choose the exact placement of outlets like that.
I think a good thing,
more frustrating.
That fireplace, you have so many options with your fireplace. Like you could do a tile surround. You can bring the rock halfway up to where the mantle is. We have different choices of mantle. With the gas fireplace, there's a lot of options. With the wood fireplace, we just have more rules and regulations around that.
That is correct, but we can do a freestanding stove and we can do a wood burning insert as well. And we can do pellet stoves. That is new. Wasn't always a thing, but we can now. Or at least I have been able to. I just love the colors. It is such sort of like neutral grays, blushes, taupes. Very, very nice on the inside of this house. Mary did a fantastic job. So I'll pause it real quick right here, Jen. So do you kind of want to touch on a little bit and kind of give a good sort of summary of how preparation of the lot looks?
So we might be a little bit different than you guys. So we actually, Adair, part of our contract is a customer would do the excavation on the site. They would have a temporary frost-free hose bib available within 50 feet of the site, temporary power available to the site for construction to begin. And then the price of the house includes everything from the foundation up. So looking at the back of this, the concrete or flat work that they have done behind the house, that would come out of a site development budget. It looks like they also added some concrete on the left side of the house, or any of the flat work or concrete in the front of the house, including steps, driveways, sidewalks. That would be a part of a flat work budget in site development.
Perfect. Yeah. So for these customers, that is 100% how they operated. So they were directly in charge of understanding the costs around their site development. We're here to assist. I was there every step of the way with Mary and John. I have a handful of contractors in that area that I shared contacts with for excavators, septic, you know. At no point in that process are you alone. It just is something that does exist outside of the base pricing for Adair. And so for that, I helped Mary kind of understand where she would potentially want some finished concrete, understand where her septic needs to be placed in relation to the house. So her septic tank is actually right here. You can see the 2 green circles in the ground. Then in addition to that, you know, we assist with the permits. We then help the customer understand timeline. So when should the excavator come out, especially for a project like this, it's sand. So if we dig too soon, it's not just wind that we're up against, but I mean, rain, but wind, because if the wind comes through here, it's going to move the sand super easy. We didn't want that to, you know, have to be redug or anything like that. So it all kind of comes down to timing. working as a partnership. At no point are we just going to say, okay, go figure it out. No, we're here every step of the way to help you. Okay. What do you think, Jen? Should we watch it one more time, or what do you think? You are on mute.
I think you should run it. And if anybody has any more questions, we can go ahead and answer any questions you have about financing, site development, the house itself.
Yes.
Oh, I think you should talk about that third bay.
Oh, yeah, yes, I was also going to touch on the asphalt. So this was also something that the customer really wanted for the finished product of their driveway. So this was also budgeted into their site development. And I will pick Jan's brain once we get up and going, but all of this was covered by their construction loan, all of it. Okay, but yes, this is the third bay. So really, the sky is the limit when it comes to customizing your home. Jennifer and I are rarely going to say no. It's not a word that lives in our vocabulary. If it's something that you're passionate about, we will help you understand the costs surrounding that. And then from there, it's going to be your decision to decide if it's something that you want to include in your budget or not. Okay, so this is a large, completely custom third bay for their travel trailer. So as you can see, this is the standard height for the garage. And then this is the height on this RV bay to fit their travel trailer. So we went 14 wide. This was a lot of legwork with my customer. I had them measure their unit not only in width, but in height, and not just normal height. We got to go from the wheels of the tire all the way up to the top of the AC unit that lives on the top of the travel trailer, because that also goes inside the garage. So we did a lot of legwork there. How long do we need it? Not just to like fit the trailer itself, but you've got the tongue on the trailer. How big is that? What does that look like? Do you want storage in the back? So on and so forth. So once we had all those dimensions, we understood what they were looking for. We did some rough costs based on what our garages are per square foot. They said, yep, let's do it. So we went forward with it. I want to say altogether for this 14 by 29, don't let me lie to you. I will pull up the exact pricing because this house was, done just a little while ago, and the pricing is still fairly accurate. So as I navigate through my computer web, I know that this garage was 35,000. So we are 14 wide, 28 feet deep. We have a plate height of 12 feet with an 11-foot tall garage door on there. The garage door matches the Craftsman that comes on the standard home. And for all of that, plus the additional concrete that we would have poured as the concrete slab inside the garage itself, came out to that 35,000.
It turned out beautiful. Does anybody, oh, it looks like I got a question. Let me look here. Can you explain the process if someone brings their totally own design to you?
Yeah, you've done a custom, Jennifer. Go ahead, as I'm over here just like dying. Selling it down the road too.
So with a custom home, we actually have a, let's see, Bob, next, did you say 35,000 for the garage addition? Yes. That's what that cost for, and it's more by square foot. So just, you would bring us the design that you have for that. Going back to the custom home, we can build a custom home off of a plan set. You could draw it out on graph paper, but we have a team of people that we work with a custom home. We would not want you to go and have building sets or architectural sets made, because we are going to make them again, because our engineers need to engineer the homes that we build, but we can completely do a custom home.
Yeah, 100%. So That is us as your homeownership counselor, just having a fantastic conversation with you about the elements that you're wanting to have included in your home, what expectations you have for that home, and then from there, we then begin to price it out for you. So to be able to understand what that all-in cost is going to be. So we price it out per the square footage first, so that we can give you a base price for the home. And that would come included with all of our base price fixtures like flooring, lighting, plumbing, all of those items. And then from there, to make that estimate really all inclusive, we would also start to dive into any specific elements you're wanting to see inside the home that are potentially outside of our standards. So like a fireplace, like what we're seeing in this home, that would be something we would price in there so you could have a realistic budget. The gourmet appliances that are in this kitchen, tile showers, everything like that you're thinking about, we price it out for you, okay? To give you that rough estimate up front. And then what might be on all of your minds is, okay, well, how do we know if that's accurate? So for Jennifer and I, when we put together those custom budget worksheets, they do absolutely have to be as accurate as we can possibly make them. Because in order for you to take the custom path and get in front of the team that you need to see in order to design your house, our boss will look over it, the director of sales is going to look over it, and the director of drafting is going to look over it to verify that the house is feasible for us to build. So it is quite a process. We're not just kind of throwing numbers out there. We want you to understand, be realistic, so we can set those expectations up front.
And sometimes when you bring in your plans, we will actually look and see, we might have already built a home very similar to that, and we'll bring those plans up and actually show them to you. Or if we look at one of our plans that we could modify slightly, we can look at doing that. We're going to look at the best route for you to go if we think we've got something that is close.
Yeah, and what Jennifer just said, we do have complete access to all of the custom homes that have been built in the past. That is 100% Adair's intellectual property. So if it's something where you tell us X, Y, and Z, we're able to find a previous custom home that was done very similar, you can run with that plan, no problem. No problem. I can't believe I swallowed that water down the wrong too. Embarrassing. Something that we're not seeing in this space, and I don't know why we don't get a view of it, because it's actually hiding over in here, is they have a door in this bedroom. So we saw that concrete pad and we'll see it again, or maybe they don't. Maybe we decided not to go with it. Can we see this wall? Maybe I'll have to look at the plans. No, yeah, no door, because that
The concrete pad is right behind that wall.
Correct. So the concrete pad is for a hot tub. So we did a hot tub outlet. You can just barely see it. It's right there on the wall. And this concrete pad is for the hot tub to sit on top of. So that's why there's just this sort of little random concrete out there. That's what it's for. Perfect. So, well, with that being said, we'll take one more peek at our website. So as you're kind of moving through, if you're sort of in that research discovery page, pay part, oh man, it's my Friday. I'm about ready to go on vacation for the holidays. So I'm like, woo, I'm gone. So the website's going to be your best friend. We have a very in-depth website. We're completely transparent. All of our pricing is going to be on the website. You can click on any of our floor plans and look through the floor plan itself on the website. You can look through previous designs, previous built homes to get inspiration. What does the layout look like? And then if you aren't quite in conversation with a homeownership counselor yet, and you want to know how you get connected with somebody in the area that you're looking to build, you'll actually just utilize this little chat feature down here on the bottom of the website. So these three ladies are our online consultants. They are fantastic. Their role is to just get you connected with whichever homeownership counselor is going to service your area so that we can have a conversation about your project. We can get you all the information you're seeking, and we can get the ball rolling for your project. And with that, if nobody has any additional questions, we will go ahead and give you back the rest of your Thursday. I hope everybody has a fantastic 4th of July holiday. Stay safe. And thank you for co-hosting with me today, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.